Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avatara varisthaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. My salutations to Sri Ramakrishna, who is the establisher of all religions, who is the embodiment of the world religions, and who is the best among the incarnations. Om, peace, peace, peace. Dear devotees, we are having a 5th class on this Khandana Bandhana, the universal form of Sri Ramakrishna. Till now, around 3 paragraphs on Sri Ramakrishna as written by, as composed by his illustrious disciple, Swami Vivekananda, we have seen. When we genuinely observe this, one of the salient features of this poem or of this hymn or of this stotra is very interesting is a prophet is writing or describing the qualities or the nature of other prophet. A incarnation is describing the nature of, the qualities of, the portrait of the other incarnation, which is the unique in the history of religion and spirituality. The disciples describing the Guru, saints describing the God or incarnations, the realized people describing the incarnations or God or prophets is we see. But here, one incarnation is describing the another incarnation, which is very interesting and which is unique. Now, we shall try to understand the 4th para. Jrumbita Yuga Ishvara Jagadishvara Yoga Sahay Nirodhana Samahitamana Niraki Tava Krupay. What a beautiful thing. Jrumbita. Jrumbita means manifestation. Yuga Ishvara. You are the Lord of the universe. You are the Lord of this age. Jagadishvara. Jagat ka Ishwar means you are the Lord of the worlds. Yoga Sahay, who is the helper in the path of yoga. Let us see the details. Nirodhana, of controlled mind, perfect controlled mind. Samahitamana, concentrated mind or composed mind. Niraki Tava Krupay, I am able to see you out of your infinite compassion or the grace. Now, Jrumbita manifested. Is manifested as what? For example, when we sow the seed, so after few days it germinates and it projects itself as a small sapling. When I work, when I achieve something, I manifest my will. I manifest my labor. I manifest my intelligence. Here, what the God is manifesting? Jrumbita. God is manifested himself as the human personality. He has descended on this earth and he has taken the form of human. So the divine has manifested in the form of, or the supreme self is manifested in the form of human. Nara Rupa Dhara, we say. The God has taken the human form. That is what we can understand, manifestation. Now, if whoever has read Sri Ramakrishna's life in deep, they'll be able to understand. Sri Ramakrishna's father, biological father, Shudiram Chattopadhyay, when he went to Gaya, that is one of the pilgrimage place. Pilgrimage place in the northern part of India, more or less, or middle part of the India. Many, according to the Hindu custom, the people go there and offer their devotion to the Lord Gadadhar or Vishnu And also, they perform special rites to their ancestors. They feel that if you perform special worship to the ancestors, or if when you perform ancestor worship, it is very auspicious, and our ancestors will be very happy or will be very pleased. So that place is known for it. So this Kshudiram Chatopa, they also thought, let me go to Gaya, let me visit the Gaya, and let me have the darshan of the Lord, and let me also pay my respects to my ancestors by doing ancestors' worship or rites. He went. Imagine, in those days, they had to go by walk. Few hundred kilometers he had traveled by walk. Then he visited the temple. He had a darshan of the Lord. Then that day, he performed all the ancestral worship, the rituals he completed, with the sense of feeling blessedness, happy, or the devotional fervor. He had slept in the temple complex itself. Night, he had a divine vision. The Lord Gadadhara, the Lord Vishnu appeared in the dream. He said, my dear Kshudiram, I am pleased by your devotion. So please allow me to take birth as your son. Imagine what a blessed person he is. God himself is appearing in his dream and is asking the permission to born as a child. Imagine if any one of us, we would have got this benefit or this privilege, we would have felt very happy. We would have said, oh God, please come, please be mercy on us. We are very grateful, we are thankful. You should come like that. But contrary, Kshudiram said, my Lord, thank you, but please don't come to my house. Lord Narayana took aback. What? You don't want me to come to your hermit? Your hut? You don't want me to born as your son? Kshudiram said, that is not the case, my Lord, because if I'm a poor man, if you come as my son, I will not be able to take care of you. I will not be able to serve you with a good food. That is the reason I feel I'm not a fit person. So please don't come to my house. This is such a devotion the Kshudiram had. Then the Lord Vishnu or Narayana, he laughs and he says, don't worry, whatever you feed me, whatever you give, never mind. I will be happy with that and I'll be contented with that. So don't think anything else. Don't get worried. Then Kshudirama, he couldn't say anything. He said, as you wish, my Lord, I'll be grateful to you. Then this dream broke and he got up and he had a beautiful, so much bliss. His whole mind and soul or the self or the heart was filled with the divine fervor and divine bliss. And at the same time, whereas in the Kamarpukur, where Sri Ramakrishna's mother, biological mother, Chandramani Devi, more or less on the same time, the same day, she had been to the nearby Shiva temple to pay her respects to Lord Shiva. It is called Yogeshwara Shiva. The worship was going on. Suddenly, a ray of light comes from that Shiva Linga and enters the womb. And it becomes so huge and it covers the entire body of the Chandramani Devi, and that ray or the light enters the Chandramani Devi's womb. And because of the divine experience, she was unable to bear and she collapsed there itself. Her attendant, Dhani Kammarini, a lady, she sprinkles the water, she do the first aid, and she takes her to the house. And by that time, it was 40 plus, Chandramani Devi's health. Age was 40 plus. Then when this Dhani Kammarini, her attendant, asked, my dear lady, why did you fell unconscious? What happened to you? Are you okay? Your health is okay. Do you got any medical problems? Then Chandramani Devi said, I feel that I have become pregnant. I've conceived the baby. At the age of 45, you are conceiving. It is unnatural. It is not natural, probably. Please don't tell others outside. People will think that you have gone mad. But Chandramani Devi was assured, but she kept quiet. After a month or so, Kshudiram returned to his birthplace, his place. Then Kshudiram shared his divine experience, and Chandamani Devi shared her divine experience. Both of them understood that the Lord is coming to their house. From that day, they were all pure souls, very religious and spiritual, truthful, but still they tried some more precautions. They took some more precautions, and they tried to have the purest life and always thinking good things, so that they let them be, so that they thought they will prepare to welcome the Lord. So after 8 or 9 months, then Sri Ramakrishna took birth in their hermit. So Jrumbita manifesting, the Lord manifested in this age as the son of Kshudiram and Chandramani Devi. So like that, we can give many examples. Sri Ramakrishna himself gave a darshan to his disciple Mahendranath Gupta, the author of Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. This Mahendranath Gupta was initiated by Sri Ramakrishna into Kali Mantra, which was in the prayer hall in the Dakshineshwar, in front of Kali temple or shrine. After initiation, slowly Sri Ramakrishna walked and he entered the sanctum and he stood next to the Mother Kali. Mahendranath Gupta, he was just gazing at the divine vision or the divine occurrence or incident. Then all of a sudden he started saying, Sri Ramakrishna and Mother Kali, both are one and the same. There is no difference at all. Mother Kali is appearing as Ramakrishna, or Ramakrishna is appearing as Mother Kali. Fundamentally or essentially, there is no difference between Sri Ramakrishna and Mother Kali. So the God has taken this form of Mother Kali, the God has taken the form of Sri Ramakrishna. And he himself said once, look, when I say a few examples or stories or my experiences, many of you don't understand. For example, he said, once he had a fracture, he had fallen and he had a fracture. One of the elbow, I think left elbow probably, if I'm not wrong, had a fracture. And with that fractured hand, he was saying that, look, who is inside? It is Mother Kali. And who has got this fracture? It is his devotee. But people won't understand what I mean to say. And also he himself has said, then someone asked, if so, then if you are a god or avatar, Purusha, incarnation, why did you fall and why you have got this fracture? So why are you suffering? When they ask, Sri Ramakrishna laughs and smiles and said, when God descends on this earth and when he takes the human form, he also have to undergo all the changes which any individual undergoes. And also he has to suffer. He has to experience joy and sorrow. He has to experience loss and gain. He has to experience cold and hot. And in spite of all this experience, he will show to the world that how one can have a composed nature. One can stay beyond all these things to show us how to live in this world, how to live in this mundane life, how to live in this midst of difficulties peacefully, to show that God assumes or takes all these difficulties on himself. That's why all these things happen. It is his Leela. That's what Sri Ramakrishna says. So Chira Unmada, he is manifested as God. Then Yuga Ishvara, Yugavatar, is the Lord of this age. In Treta Yuga, Rama came. In Dwapar Yuga, Krishna came. In this Kali Yuga, Ramakrishna has come. And this has been confirmed by himself. Sri Ramakrishna left his mortal coil on August 16th, 1886. Before leaving his body, we all know that he was suffering from throat cancer. Because of throat cancer, last few months, he was unable to take even, porridge or even water. It was so difficult. And because of that, he was, reduced so much, just he had a bones and a skin covering, that's all. He had gone very thin. He was looking very weak also. But his face was glowing with that divinity. He was unable to move himself. Such a physical difficulty he was experiencing. Just before leaving, 2 or 3 days before, Naren, Swami Vivekananda as a young person, as a young Naren, when he saw Sri Ramakrishna, Naren started thinking in the mind. At this deathbed, or at this, he's suffering from his, issues, health issues. At this juncture, if he says that, I am the incarnation, I am the God incarnate. If Sri Ramakrishna, if he declares, then probably I will accept him as an incarnation, as a God incarnate. And Naren didn't express these views. Just he was thinking, that thought crossed in his mind. Immediately, Sri Ramakrishna said, "Oh Naren, still have you got doubt? Who am I? Who came as Rama in the Treta Yuga? Who descended as Krishna in the Dwapara Yuga? The same person has descended as Ramakrishna in this Yuga, in this Kali Yuga. Still have you got doubt?" When Sri Ramakrishna instantly said, Naren shook his head down with his shame. Because after so much experience and so much grace he got from Sri Ramakrishna, still he's doubting him. But Sri Ramakrishna was happy that, his disciple, illustrious disciple, Naren or Swami Vivekananda, who is testing him, who is examining him till the end. So Yuga Ishvara is the Lord of this age. Once, Sharat Chandra was one of the disciples who was known for his studies. He was a great intellectual. And at the time, Sharat Chandra Chakravarti, who was the illustrious disciple of Swami Vivekananda, when he was discussing with Swami Vivekananda, Sharat Chandra asked, "Swamiji, when Sri Ramakrishna was there, or now, do you think that Sri Ramakrishna is the God incarnate?" Swami Vivekananda, he says, "Yes, I do accept that Sri Ramakrishna is the God incarnate of this age. He who came as Rama, who came as a Krishna, the same person has descended as Ramakrishna and is the best among the avatars." That is more clear for me. Day by day, it is getting more and more clear for me, and it is getting confirmed. I don't have any iota of doubt in this manner. That's what Swami Vivekananda said to his illustrious disciple, Sharat Chandra Chakravarti. And Sri Ramakrishna himself said in once, for a devotee's question, "Ami juge juge avatirna hoy." Of course, he has told it in Bengali. Ami means I, juge juge, at the every age, avatirno means I descend. I descend on this earth as the incarnation to help the people in every yuga, in every age. That's what Sri Ramakrishna himself has confirmed it. And also he said that there is a divine personality in this. He comes, he takes the form of human, and he descends on this earth at every age to help the humankind, or to show the spiritual path to the humankind. Sri Ramakrishna himself has confirmed. So Jrumbita, Yuga Ishvara, we understood. Then Jagadishvara is the Lord of the world. I am the owner of the company. I am the owner of the house. I am the owner of the estate. He is the owner of the world itself. And is the protector of the world, entire world. He takes care of the entire world, every being. Now, though I am a owner of a company, I may not be able to take care of everyone. When they work, I pay the money, that's all. I can't solve everyone's problem, though I'm a CEO of the company. But in case of Sri Ramakrishna, or in case of the Lord, when he's the Lord of this company called world, he can solve the problem of anyone and everyone. He can solve the riddles of anyone and everyone at any level: physical, intellectual, emotional, moral, spiritual. What problem you have got, what challenges if you have got, if you take the shelter at the feet of the Lord, if you ask for his grace, if you pray for his help, definitely he will solve our difficulties. And also we can understand Jagadishvara is the Lord of the world. Means he doesn't discriminate between any person or any gender or any social status, economical status, between religion or between countries. He doesn't discriminate anyone. Whoever is interested, Whoever takes shelter at the feet of the Lord, he helps everyone. That's how we can understand is Jagadishvara. Though his frame is human, but the inner stuff is Supreme Self. Is the Supreme Self. Is an avatara. Is the Supreme Lord of all the worlds. And also if you see, when he descended, what he did? Yoga Samanvaya, harmony of yogas. Shankaracharya said, the path of knowledge itself is the supreme. From that alone you can get the moksha, liberation, and all other are supplementary. Then Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, theistic schools of Vedanta, they came and they said, no, through bhakti alone one can get realization. All other yogas are supplementary to it. But Sri Ramakrishna said, though the paths are different, it looks like different, by any path you go, you will reach the same goal, the same end. So the harmony of yogas was achieved by Sri Ramakrishna, and very beautifully, philosophically, he showed to us. Then Mata Samanvaya. There are so many sects among Hinduism, like Shakta, who worship the Mother, Divine Mother, Vaishnava, who worship the Vishnu as the great, and Shaivas, who worship the Shiva as great. So like that, there are n number of sects, and he brought the harmony between all these sects. So Mata Samanvaya he achieved. Then Pata Samanvaya. So there are different paths to reach the divinity. There are different paths to reach the God. Some are straight, some are crooked, some are direct, some are indirect. But all of them, they take to the, they reach the God that he showed by his own example, by spiritual practices, by practicing different spiritual disciplines. He showed that. Then he also made a Dharma Samanvaya, harmony of religions. You may be Hindu, you may be Muslim, you may be Christian, you may be Sikh, you may be Buddha, or you may be Jain or Jew. Whichever religion you are born in, whichever faith you want to practice. But if you are sincere, if you are dedicated, if you are committed, you can reach the God by following the teachings of that particular scriptures. So harmony of religions was being established. Then Tattva Samanvaya, that is Dvaita, that is dualism, Vishishtadvaita, qualified Manoism, Advaita. All these three things are how they are complementary to each other. They are not contrary to each other. He also showed. And one of the biggest philosophical problem during his time was many people, either apostles, monastic disciples, and the household disciples, they had a big question whether God is with form or without form. So either God should be with form or God should be without form. Both. So they had a quarrel, they had a debate, and they used to, whoever subscribe to the particular path, they used to always say that God is only form, with form, or God is without form. But Sri Ramakrishna showed very clearly, beautifully, rationally, scientifically, God is with form, God is without form, and God is beyond it. And he showed beautifully. Everyone had to accept it. Like the different type of harmonies has been established by God. That's why he is called Jagadishvara, is the Lord of the worlds. Then Yoga Sahay. He is the helper in the path of yoga. This can be understood in two different angles. One is, he descended on this earth. He descends on the earth. How? The Supreme Self, which is Nirakara, without form, Nirguna, without divide of qualities, he descends on this earth by taking a human form. How? By his own Maya. By his own power called Maya. With that power of Maya, he descends on the earth as a different, he assumes a forms, he takes forms. That is called Yoga Sahay. So with the help of his own Yoga Maya, he descends, he takes the human form, and he does his all leelas, all his divine sport. That's one meaning. And the other meaning is, someone has to wish to practice Bhakti Yoga, someone wish to practice Jnana Yoga, someone would like to practice Raja Yoga, someone would like to practice Karma Yoga, or Japa Yoga, or Nada Yoga, whichever yoga you want. This yoga is basically a path to reach the Almighty, to reach the Divine, to reach the Supreme Self. So Sri Ramakrishna is the help, is the greatest help for all of us to reach the Divine, to realize the Divine. That is why he is called Yoga Sahay. So in any religion you might be born, in any country you are born. So all these prophets, all these incarnations, they don't do discriminations actually. They don't discriminate. Only their followers, they discriminate, and they make all the differences, and they quarrel each other in the name of holy war or whatnot. For examples, for Jerusalem, between Christians and Muslims, for 10 centuries there was a holy war between, that is called, the beautiful documentary is available, Crusaders and Knight Templars, we can say. So like that, there are so much quarrel happen in the name of religion. That's all done by the disciples because of their ignorance, sheer ignorance or foolishness. But neither the prophets, nor the incarnations, nor the God makes any distinction or difference between people. And Sri Ramakrishna himself says, the caste is ready. Like he says that I have taken this human form and I have made spiritual practice and I have shown how one has to practice spiritual, one has to do spiritual disciplines, spiritual practices, how by which one can reach the God or divine. I've showed it. So the caste is ready. So when the caste is ready, you have to put yourself so that the product will happen. For example, iron caste is there. Or if you see in the olden days, like for example, there are biscuits or particular sweets. They prepare a caste and they pour the liquid in that so that it will take a particular shape. So similarly, I mean, utensils, a particular caste will be done, they pour the liquid, either iron or steel or aluminum, and after when it becomes cool, then the liquid will take the particular shape and it gets solidified. We all know that. So that's how we use caste. And especially if you see in India, idols, different type of idols are there. So first they make a clay, using the clay, they make the caste and they pour the liquid, brass or aluminum or whatever. Then when it's cool, then they break it, the outside mud or soil, then you see beautiful idols have prepared. So that is done with using the caste. So like that, Sri Ramakrishna says that the caste is ready, you have to pour yourself, then the product will be ready. So what is the product? Your product is God's vision, realization of God, realization of self, realization of consciousness. That is the product. So putting ourselves means what? Means Sri Ramakrishna has shown the path to reach the divine. Every prophet, every incarnation have shown, Buddha has shown, Jesus Christ has shown, Allah has shown, or Muhammad Paigambar has shown, Mahavir has shown, no doubt, Guru Nanak has shown, like that Sri Ramakrishna also has shown the path. Again, he has rejuvenated it. Then we have to follow his teachings so that what happens? Then we can reach the divine. Whoever wishes to reach the divine, whoever wishes to experience the divine, whoever wishes to experience that supreme light, by following Sri Ramakrishna's teachings, one can reach, one can attain the nirvana or the liberation. That is what Sri Ramakrishna's intention. So the caste is ready, you have to put yourself. So yoga Sahay. And very beautiful here in Sri Ramakrishna's life, if you see, first and foremost, Bhairavi Brahmini, a lady, a nun, she comes. She was the greatest during that time. She was one of the very advanced person in spiritual life. And also she had a master over the scriptures. And she, based on the scriptures, she proved Sri Ramakrishna as an incarnation and not as a madcap. And all the pandits, the people who were well versed in scriptures, they came and they had a hot debate with Bhairavi Brahmini, and they all accepted, yes, Sri Ramakrishna is the incarnation, is a God incarnate, is not the madcap or whatnot. And such a lady, her sadhana, her spiritual practice was not completed. Though she came and she helped Sri Ramakrishna to practice Tantra sadhana and few other things, but in the vicinity of Sri Ramakrishna, her sadhana, her spiritual practice got complete, her realization got completed. Similarly, Totapuri, who came and who initiated Sri Ramakrishna into monastic vows, because of Totapuri's guidance, Sri Ramakrishna had that experience of Nirvikalpa Samadhi. We all know that. But again, Sri Ramakrishna, with the help of Sri Ramakrishna, Totapuri's understanding of Advaita, understanding of that non-dualistic truth got completed, and with a great reverence, Totapuri left the place. Totapuri never stayed more than 3 days in one place because he was itinerant monk. But whereas Totapuri stayed 11 months with his own disciple, that is Sri Ramakrishna. That was Sri Ramakrishna's power, Sri Ramakrishna's, company. So like that, a number of people, when they came, their understanding, their spiritual practices, everything got completed with Sri Ramakrishna. That's why he's called Yoga Sahay. And also, he himself has said, Manush to Bhagavan ki buliyache. People have forgotten about the God, about the existence of God. We can experience the God. People have lost the faith. They have got doubt about the God and its existence and the experience of God. That's why I have descended on this earth. I have come to the world again to teach, to show that, yes, anyone, whoever is sincere, one can reach God, one can experience the God. This is what exactly Swami Vivekananda, as a young chap, as a Naren, he came and asked. In the first time itself, when the Naren came to meet Sri Ramakrishna, he asked, Sir, have you seen God? Sri Ramakrishna said, yes, I have seen God. There only his answer didn't stop. Second, he said, but the difference is, I have seen the God much more clearly than I am seeing you. Like physically, a person is sitting in front of me, Krishna is sitting. I am seeing Krishna, Krishna is seeing me. We are seeing each other at the physical level. He says that I have seen God much more clearly. Second thing, very interesting. That means we can see and experience the God even today. So Sri Ramakrishna has given that faith for all of us. He had reassured that. The third is, if you want, I can help you to reach the God, to experience the God. Yoga Sahay. So Sri Ramakrishna has assured all of us, if you want to have a self-realization, if you wish God realization, I am here to help. But are you ready? Are you interested? Are you really seeking for it? Yes, I am here to help you. That's why he's called Yoga Sahay. Now, when you hear all these things, definitely the question may come, Swamiji, when Sri Ramakrishna, when he was in mortal coil in his physical body, many of his disciples, that is monastic disciples and household disciples, they got his grace and they got the divine visions and whatnot. Now, Sri Ramakrishna left his mortal coil more than 100 years over. So do you think that even today, if we pray to Sri Ramakrishna, does Sri Ramakrishna help us? Sri Ramakrishna will guide us? This question can come for any of us, any one of us, which is very obvious, and it should come. And if you ask, I say yes. I will just give an example. In 1981, this incident happened in Kansas City, which is in USA. A lady, he writes a letter to Swami Chaitananandji, who is the author of many books like God Lived With Them, They Lived With God, and many other books. He is a well-known author of many books in the Ramakrishna Vivekananda tradition. She writes a letter from Kansas City to Swami Chaitananandji, who is the minister in charge of one of our Vedanta center in USA. He says, Swami, I got the vision of Sri Ramakrishna and he himself initiated me. He gave me a spiritual initiation, but I have got a small doubt whether it is true, and whatever the mantra I received from Sri Ramakrishna, whether it is true or what, I want to confirm. Kindly let me know, how can I do it? Then Swami Chaitananandji says that, look, from where I'm there, if you want to come to discuss with me, it is a long distance. So on such and such a date and such a month, I'm coming to your place, nearby place. So then you can come and meet me, then we can discuss these things. Then after a few months, Swami Chaitananandji went to the Kansas City. And she was working in a shop, in a grocery shop, a Christian lady, born and brought up in USA, and she was working in a grocery shop. So she was very happy. She sent a letter of thanks. And when the particular day, she went and she met Swami Chaitananandji. And she narrated her own experience, how in the dream Sri Ramakrishna appeared and how he was looking and what the sacred mantra she got from Sri Ramakrishna. She explained, or she told whether it is true or what, I want to know. And when the mantra was heard, Swami Chaitananandji was dumbfounded. He said, yes, this is the mantra we initiate to our disciples. So you have got the right mantra that is not mere hallucination, or that is not an imagination. Definitely, Sri Ramakrishna has appeared for you, and he himself has initiated you. You are a blessed lady. You are a really great. So continue with all faith. You will reach God. You will reach the divine. That was the reply Swami Chaitananji told. He gave. See, even in these days, if one is sincere, sincerely seek God, sincerely seek the help of Sri Ramakrishna, he is here to help us. Only we have to be sincere enough. Only we have to be straightforward enough. Only we have to prepare ourselves to receive his divine grace. So, Yoga, Sahay. Then, Nirodhana. Yes, he had absolute control over his mind. So much so that there's a mention in the scriptures. How to understand that one has realized God. One has got self-knowledge, that is called Brahmagnana. They say, for an example, if a person says that he has got a Brahmagnana, then we should ask him to open his tongue. Then you put a sugar on the tip of the tongue. Now you imagine what happens. Like, for an example, I open my tongue and sugar, if someone puts a sugar at the tip of my tongue, what happens? Slowly saliva gets started producing, and sugar gets melted and it will take away. It happens for any one of us. But whereas in Brahmagnani state, it doesn't happen. Why? Because they will have absolute control over their body, mind, and senses. So even if they put a sugar, after 2 or 3 or 5 minutes, if you blow, the sugar can get blown out. Why? Because they have controlled their senses. This is one of the signs of the Brahmagnani, they say. So he had absolute control over his body and mind. Say, for an example, he was known for his spiritual practices. And in the name of spiritual yearning for God, he used to cry for mother day in and day out, and used to meditate for hours together. We used to cry for mother, etc. So the Mathurnath Vishwas, who was the temple owner, he was a sincere man, basically. But he was not very devoted in those days. Rather, he was very business-oriented, but he had some devotion to God. When he saw Sri Ramakrishna, he felt that probably Sri Ramakrishna has practiced spirituality too much. And his young age, probably is 25, 30 at that time. That was the marriage age in the olden days. By that time already, you would have married and you would have a son or daughter in those days in the India. And he is not married, so he is controlling a lot of celibacy. Brahmacharya is practicing. That's why I think there is a psychological effect of all these things. So that if it is taken care, if his mind enjoys a lady, a woman, then this problem will take care. As a sincere, as a feeling in a way, very wrongly, but still it is sincere. So Mathurnath Vishwas took Sri Ramakrishna to the particular house. Come, we have got some work, we'll go there. Sri Ramakrishna never knew all of this. He was a guileless, childlike nature. He went along with Mathurnath Vishwas because he had a faith in him. Then both of them went and they sat, and no one was there in that hall. Then Mathur said, "Sir, I've got some work. Please stay here. I will go and come back in a few minutes." Then Mathurnath took the leave of Sri Ramakrishna, and Sri Ramakrishna was sitting in the hall. Suddenly, slowly, 3-4 ladies came, and they started behaving very weirdly for Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna understood slowly that they are trying to attract him to enjoy them physically. He never feared. He never scolded, "I'm a holy man. I'm a spiritual man. How can you come and do all this nonsense?" He never did. Immediately, he got up, he kneeled down, and he said, "Mother, you have come in this form. Please bless me." Instantly, he started doing that. He never thought, he never quarreled, he never questioned, he never abused. Nothing he did. He kneeled down when he understood. He kneeled down and he said, "Mother, you have come in this form also. Welcome. Please accept my salutations to you and bless me." And he kneeled down and he bowed down to them, all of the prostitutes. And they took aback and they said, "Such a pure man, such a holy man." They started feeling discomfort and they kneeled down and they bowed down to them. "Please don't bow down to us. We are not of good character. You looks like you are a holiest man. You are a purest man." Saying that, they asked sorry, they apologized. And after some time, when the Mathurnath Vishwas came, they scolded him right and left. You fellow, we are always already we are doing mistakes, and you have brought such a holy man, and if we would have done the biggest blunder, biggest sin in our life, we would not have got spared by our own law of karma or whatever. Then Madhunath Vishwas, feeling sorry and appraising them, he had to take Sri Ramakrishna back. So like that, there are a number of incidents in Sri Ramakrishna's life where he had a control over his mind. And for example, this Madhunath Vishwas itself, when he was becoming old, when he said, look, after my demise, I don't know, my children and grandchildren will look after you because you don't have anything. So please accept. I will put some money. I will deposit some money in your name, or I will write, because they had hundreds of acres or thousands of acres in their name. Few hundred acres or a few 10 acres, 20 acres or 100 acres, I will write in your name, so that whatever the crops you get it, so that you can take care of your life. Imagine if anyone asks for us, we'll give some 10,000 euros or 20,000 euros. We'll say, oh, thank you. I'm grateful to you for your kind gesture. We'll say that definitely. Or someone will write, okay, 2 acres I will give for you, Swami. If someone says, we say, thank you, please. But Sri Ramakrishna was angry. Sri Ramakrishna was annoyed. What? You want to spoil me? You want to spoil me? Never. Mother is there for me. She will look after me. I don't want anything from you. You should never come with this type of proposals. Like that, he rebuked Madhunath Vishwas. So similarly, one more merchant, he brought 10,000 rupees. In those days, 150 years before, 10,000 rupees in India was few lakhs. He came with that proposal, please accept. So let it be for your personal expenses, because you don't earn, you don't have money, you don't have place to stay even. You were staying in the temple. But he refused, and he said, no, I depend solely on mother. Whatever mother gives, that is fine, and mother looks after me. So complete dependence, complete God dependence we can see in Sri Ramakrishna's life. Nirodhana, one who has got control over the mind completely, their mind, on their senses, on their desires. Such people only can lead this type of life. Otherwise, it is not possible. Nirodhana, Samahitamana, composed nature. When happiness comes, sorrow comes, can we leave the same mental state? This is not the state of dullness. It is not the state of inertia. It is not the state of like a stone. No. They're with full of positivity. They're with full of energy. They're with full of consciousness, but they're composed nature. Once it so happened, a priest was appointed in Madhunath Vishwas' house. They're in to worship their tutelary deities. In those days, all the rich people, they used to keep Brahmin priests to worship their tutelary deities, for household works and for cooking, cleaning, everything. And this fellow, the priest was getting some money, no doubt. But he was feeling very annoyed and jealous that Madhunath Vishwas, the amount of respect he used to show to Sri Ramakrishna, and whatever Sri Ramakrishna wishes, his wishes were fulfilled, if at all any. And Madhunath Vishwas was always voluntarily, he was going to help Sri Ramakrishna. By seeing that, he was jealous of Sri Ramakrishna. Not only that, he also wanted that. Because anyhow, he was a householder, he wanted money, he wanted properties, he wanted to extend his economical status, increase his economical status. So once this priest approached Sri Ramakrishna. Look, sir, I know that somehow you know some black magic, or you know some mantra by which you have spelled, you were able to control Madhunath Vishwas. So much so, though the whole society, the whole city fears from Madhunath Vishwas, but Madhunath Vishwas become a small boy like in front of you. He becomes like a child like you, like a child in front of you. And whatever you ask, he is ready to fulfill. And he comes voluntarily to give you so many things. But in our case, it is not so. Please tell me the secret. Please tell me what black magic you have put. Or please teach me that, so that let me also put and let me also get more and more economical benefit from Madhunath Vishwas. He was the richest person in those days. Sri Ramakrishna smiles and he says, look, my dear, neither I know any black magic, nor I have not put any mantras. I have applied some mantras on Madhunath Vishwas so that he will listen to me. No, it is all happening with the mother's will. The priest, he pleads him, please teach me, sir, please teach me, sir. Sri Ramakrishna says every time, no, I don't do anything and I have not done anything. Please believe in me. Then 3 or 4 times when the priest asked, Sri Ramakrishna repeated the same answer. This priest got annoyed. He was angry and he started, and he beat him and he cornered him. And this priest even kicked Sri Ramakrishna with his leg. But Sri Ramakrishna kept quiet without any reaction. Then finally, this priest got annoyed and he left the room. Then Sri Ramakrishna got up and he went back and as if nothing happened. After many years, the priest had left the job, and while conversing something, suddenly the conversation turned towards the priest. Then Sri Ramakrishna he mentioned that the priest had kicked me and he had beat me for saying that I had put some black magic on you, like that. He was laughingly told. Madhunath was very furious. He said, sir, why you didn't tell me on that day itself? If you had told, I would have killed him. I would have I would have butchered his head. Why didn't you tell him? He's such a rogue, like that. He started scolding and he was so much angry and annoyed. Madhunath is annoyed, but Sri Ramakrishna smilingly, he explained and he is keeping quiet. And Sri Ramakrishna says finally, yes, I know that you will do that. That's the reason I didn't tell you. And Madhunath asks, sir, you didn't feel anything? First and foremost, he beat you for no reason. And he kicked you also. Didn't you feel anything? Sri Ramakrishna smiles and says, no, I didn't feel anything. So this is what composed nature. Someone like Madhunath Vishwas and Keshav Chandra Sen, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, or Dr. Ramchandra Datta, Mahendranath Sarkar, the greatest physicians, solicitors, and the celebrities, they came and they showed the respect. They sat at the feet of the Sri Ramakrishna. They learned few things and they left. Unlike this priest, some people who came and disrespected Ramakrishna, who abused Ramakrishna, and they used all possible foul languages to Sri Ramakrishna. So such a pair of opposites we see, such a distinct situations we see in Sri Ramakrishna's life, but in both of the time, he was composed nature. When people came and they showed their respects, he never got blotted. And the people, when they started abusing, he never felt depressed. He accepted it similar way, because everything belongs to body and mind and this world, and I'm above that. I am self or spirit or consciousness or whatnot, divine. So this is what Nirodhana, Samahitamana. He was a composed nature mind. This is not possible for everyone. Until otherwise, one who experienced the self, one who experienced the divine, for them only it is possible. And Sri Ramakrishna was such a person. And the question may come for all of us. Why should I listen to this talk, Swami? You are maybe disciple of Sri Ramakrishna and you are a monk, you don't have anything else. You study, you think, and you explain. But we are householders. And we have got our own works and etc. Why should we attend all these things? Why should we listen to all these things? What are we going to get benefit? If you ask me, these things are common qualities. This is the nature of the Lord, or nature of a spiritual personality, or divine personality. All these things, or few of these things, are to be attained, achieved by us, so that we will be the fit person to receive the divine grace. Who is God? What is his nature? To understand this Khandana, Bhava, Bandhana, universal form of Sri Ramakrishna, as portrayed by his illustrious disciple Swami Vivekananda, will help us to understand the divine qualities of the Supreme Self, and what to do, what to practice, what to do and what not to do in our life. We get a glimpse by studying these type of films, by studying the life of saints and prophets and incarnations. So may Sri Ramakrishna and all the incarnations and prophets bless all of us, so that we shall try to imbibe some spiritual qualities and be the fittest instrument to receive the divine grace. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Yeah, if you have got any questions, I'll be happy to answer. What a question?
Yeah. Is Sri Ramakrishna, let's say, compared to other forms of God, easier to have visions or get in contact with? I'm only saying this because apparently Hanuman is very easy to have vision of, because he's close to the earthly plane, and Shiva is apparently very hard to get vision from because he's always in Samadhi. So is Sri Ramakrishna easy compared to other forms of God to vision, because he was on earth so recent ago.
Yeah. So Christian's question is it easy to access Sri Ramakrishna, to have the vision of Sri Ramakrishna easier than other gods? Yes, some of the senior monks, they have narrated this. And they said, yes, because just Sri Ramakrishna descended on this earth and he has finished his divine Leela, divine sport and left just few years before. So it's very fresh and is very new. So it is very easy for us to have his vision or to have the spiritual experience. Yes, it is true that compared to maybe Rama and Krishna and Ramakrishna is the easiest, and we can have probably very easily and very fast his vision and his experience. Yeah. I think, okay, then there are no questions, I believe. Thank you.